Good afternoon and welcome to Back Away from Donkey and Path Books. This is my third video I'm recording today, so if you see them all, you'll see me looking exactly the same. This is a surprise even to me that I'm doing this. Alright, I was watching, was it middle of last week, a video from Gregg from Bibliophile Reads. Is that what it's called? His channel? Anyway, link to his channel below, about the Read What You Own challenge. Now, last year I looked, it was basically started by Criminology, and it's to read a bunch of books that you own before you buy another book. And I was looking at people like they were lost their minds last year. The worst culprit is obviously Michael K. Vaughan, who is now reading 500 books before he buys another, though he seems to have found lots of little loopholes, but that's another thing. I'm sure he's found lots of loopholes. But I thought people were mad last year. I really did. But I was watching Gregg's video and it got me thinking. There's different tiers of how many books you can read technically. I think it goes 25, 50, 100. And Gregg was telling me there is a unofficial snowflake tier of 10 books. I'm not a fast reader, so 50 books would take me a year to read, if that's all I read. But I've decided I'm going to do it this year, and the reason I'm going to do it is, in some ways, to focus. I don't buy a huge amounts of books compared to a lot of people, but in some ways to focus on what I've got. I've got lots of books I've had for years that are just sat there that I want to read, but I keep getting waylaid by other things. But also I do a lot of rereading, and I'm not going to stop doing that. So I've decided I'm going to partake this challenge this year. I'm going to set myself the 25 book goal, which, as I said, if I do 25 books, the speed I read, that would technically take me 6 months, but it's going to take me longer because I'm not going to stop rereading other things. And it will only count on books that I've not read before. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm expecting to fail at this. I know it's bad going to something expecting to fail, but I'm expecting to fail. So my own provisos are rules that I'm putting around this. It will only be physical books. So I will only count the physical books because I don't buy, do I buy on Kindle at all? Most of the stuff on there is free. So that won't count. So it'll only count on physical books, and it won't count on rereads, which I said, which I do quite a lot of. So there is a chance that it's going to take me almost a year to get through this. Obviously, if somebody gives me books, they won't count. And the other prize I've got is, because where I live, we don't have many bookshops. So if I see something in a secondhand bookshop that I've never seen before, that is after for years, that seems to be hanging around, I'm sorry, I'm going to pick it up. Okay, and I will admit that if I do it. But I said hopefully not. Hopefully it might do. Anyway, get a sip of drink a second. But my whole reason for doing this is I'm hoping it's going to focus on books I wanted to read for a long time that I keep sort of skirting around because I get newer stuff or older stuff because a lot of my books are old. So yeah, so I am going to be doing the Read What You Own. It starts on November 6th, day after Bonfire Night, day after Mr. Fawkes went into the Houses of Parliament. And I'm going to give you an example of some of the books I've had for a long time that I've not read, the sort of things that I may be doing there. I've got things like, I have a biography of Eddie Merckx, one of the greatest cyclists of all time, which I've been trying to read for ages. I used to be, I don't know, looking at me now you wouldn't tell me, but I used to be a big cyclist. I used to race a lot, and in the 80s and 90s. And then I went and played a lot of rugby, but that's nothing. I've also got a bunch of James Bond books I picked up last year. I've got Living Let It Die that I've never read. Wasn't that keen on Casino Royale, but I'll be interested to read them. Now this is an interesting one. This has been on my bookshelf for probably 30, 35 years. Tolkien's Book of Lost Tales 2, that I've never read. The other thing, I've been slowly picking up Ben Bova's Grand Tour books that you can read in any order. I've got about 5 or 6 of them, so I thought maybe I should start on there. So It shows you privateers. Another collection of books I've been picking up over the years has been Philip Joseph Farmer's Dungeon. This is volume 1. There's 6 volumes. I think I've got half of them. And they are written by other people, but it's all in a universe he created. And these came out in the... I wanted to do them because I was thinking it would be a really great video to do as well. This one's written by Richard Lupoff. And this was released 89. And it's basically this... The back here, it's plunging into a vast prison that spans a planet. Clive finds a fantastic world of dwarves, cyborgs, aliens, unlike anything he's ever imagined. It is a multi-level collection of beings from hidden folds of time and space, trapped somewhere inside the is Neville Follett, Clive's twin brother, and no creature in the dungeon will stop Clive from finding him. So there's different stories done by different authors. There's this is the Black Tower. I can't remember what the titles of the other ones are, but about 3 or 4 books of them. And the world is actually created by Philip Joseph Farmer, but it's written by other people. And I've been quite intrigued by these, and I should get around to reading them. Then if we go out to the science fiction and fantasy, we've got Sendell to Scarlet and Black. I know nothing about this. I picked this up as a Penguin Classic a couple of years back. Hey, really nice to read it and find out what the hell it is about. Ian Forster's Passage to India. Always wanted to read this. Got this another nice Penguin edition. And I mentioned on this channel before a few times, Erskine Childers, Riddle of the Sands. I keep meaning to read and I never get around to it. So I've got all these books all being sat on my shelves. And this Read What You Own is just a way to almost just focus the mind a wee bit. Focus it all in. So that's what I'm going to do. Comics won't count. As I said, people gifting me books don't count. And if I saw something on a local charity shop shelf that was like, bloody hell, they've got that there, I can't believe that, that wouldn't count. But I would admit anything like that comes through. I'm expecting to fail. Yeah, you're just saying expecting to failure. But let's just see how we go. Oh, excuse me. I think it's quite a good way to sort of focusing my mind on the stuff I've got. Because I've got, if I look on the back shelf here, there's probably, I've read about sort of 70% of the books behind me. And I've got other shelves with books and things on. So yeah, there's going to be a report every month, and I said I will start it on the 6th. I doubt I'm going to buy much before then anyway, but if I do, I'll show it to you. But yeah, I'm in for the Read For Your Own. I said it was originally started by Criminology. Gregg sort of pulled me in. I don't know why Gregg pulled me in, but I'm not going to be as insane as Michael K. Thorne. I'm not doing 500 books. So yes, my goal is 25 books that I own, physical books, and we will see how we go. 35 new ones. So there, I will do another video update on, I think I'll do an update just as it starts, and probably tell you the books from my shelves that I am going to be starting with. And I will speak to you all very soon. And as I said, there's a few other videos coming out from me over the sort of next few days, because I've been behind and I'm catching all the way up. And I will speak to you all very soon.